Have you ever wondered what might happen if we could launch a nuclear weapon into the sun? It's a thought that might seem like the plot of a sci-fi novel, but let's indulge our curiosity for a moment. The sun, our very own star at the heart of our solar system, is nothing short of a nuclear powerhouse. It's a massive glowing sphere of hot gas, primarily hydrogen and helium, that burns with a brightness that's hard to fathom. Its core is a scorching 15 million degrees Celsius, a temperature so intense that it triggers a process known as nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion, the same process that powers a hydrogen bomb, is what keeps the sun burning bright. Hydrogen atoms in the sun's core are squeezed under immense pressure and temperature, causing them to come together, or fuse, creating helium. This fusion process releases a tremendous amount of energy in the form of light and heat. It's this energy that lights up our days and supports life on our planet. Every single second, the sun converts about 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium. In this process, about 4 million tons of matter are transformed into energy. This is the equivalent of billions of nuclear bombs going off every single second. Yes, you heard it right, billions of nuclear bombs. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? In fact, the sun is so powerful that it has been burning for about 5 billion years and is expected to continue doing so for another 5 billion. This is far beyond the lifespan of any man-made nuclear reactor, so let's put things into perspective. The sun, a natural nuclear reactor, is churning out energy at a rate that is incomprehensible to us, and has been doing so for billions of years. Now that we've established the sun's immense power, what do you think might happen if we introduced a man-made nuclear weapon into this mix? Before we delve into the hypothetical scenario, let's understand the power of nuclear weapons. The story of nuclear weapons is one that's been etched into the annals of human history, forever reminding us of our capacity for both innovation and destruction. Born from the culmination of scientific brilliance and wartime necessity, these weapons have left a profound impact on our world and continue to shape our geopolitical climate. A nuclear weapon detonation is an event of incomparable scale. The energy released is astronomical. For instance, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima in 1945, known as Little Boy, unleashed energy equivalent to about 15,000 tons of TNT. 3 days later, Fat Man was dropped on Nagasaki, with an energy release equivalent to about 21,000 tons of TNT. These two bombings resulted in the immediate deaths of around 120,000 people, with countless more perishing from the after effects. Fast forward to the present day, and the power of nuclear weapons has grown exponentially. Modern nuclear weapons can release energy equivalent to millions of tons of TNT. The largest nuclear test ever conducted, the Tsar Bomba by the Soviet Union in 1961, had an estimated yield of 50 million tons of TNT. That's over 3,000 times the energy of the Hiroshima bomb. The impact of these weapons on Earth is devastating. A single detonation can obliterate a city, cause widespread environmental damage, and lead to long-term health issues, such as cancer and genetic damage. The radiation fallout can make large areas uninhabitable for decades or even centuries. But it's not just the immediate destruction that's concerning. The use of nuclear weapons could trigger a nuclear winter, where soot and debris block out the sun, leading to drastic drops in temperature and potentially causing a global famine. With such destructive power in our hands, one can only imagine the potential outcome when these forces collide with the sun. Now to the heart of the matter. What would happen if we decided to nuke the sun? Let's start with the basics. The sun is an incredibly powerful entity, a celestial body that dwarfs the Earth and radiates energy on an unimaginable scale. Every second, the sun emits more energy than humans have used in their entire history. Now imagine trying to inflict damage on this with a nuclear weapon. The sun's gravitational pull is so immense that it would likely swallow up any nuclear weapon we launched at it, rendering it effectively useless. It's akin to trying to put out a forest fire with a water pistol. The scale of the problem is just too vast. But let's say, for the sake of argument, we managed to get a nuclear weapon to the sun's surface. What then? Well, the sun is essentially a nuclear furnace, constantly undergoing nuclear fusion at its core. Adding a nuclear bomb to this mix wouldn't cause a grand explosion, or a solar system-wide catastrophe. Instead, the bomb would simply merge with the sun's existing nuclear reactions and be consumed without a trace. Such a scenario might make for an exciting science fiction plot, but in reality, it's a non-starter. The risks, however, are all too real. Attempting to nuke the sun could result in catastrophic failure and potential fallout. The nuclear weapon could detonate prematurely, causing untold damage to our own planet. It's a game of cosmic Russian roulette that we simply cannot afford to play. Moreover, even if we could nuke the sun, why would we want to? The sun is our primary source of energy and life. Without it, our planet would be a frozen, lifeless wasteland. It's an integral part of our solar system, and disrupting it in any way could have disastrous consequences. So, as it turns out, nuking the sun might not be our best idea. It's a fascinating thought experiment, sure, but in reality it's a scenario best left to the realms of science fiction. Despite these risks, why does the idea of nuking the sun captivate us so much? Well, it's hard to ignore the allure of the sun and nuclear weapons. Both represent immense power on a scale difficult for us to truly comprehend. The sun, a natural nuclear reactor, fuels life on our planet, its light and heat reaching us from a staggering 93 million miles away. It's a celestial body that has been worshipped throughout history, its rise and set dictating the rhythm of our days. Then we have nuclear weapons, a human-made marvel that harnesses the power of the atom. These weapons, while fearsome, also represent a testament to our scientific and technological prowess. They hold a destructive capacity that has shaped global politics, and indeed the course of history itself. It's this fascination with power, both natural and artificial, that draws us to the idea of nuking the sun. We are naturally curious beings, always pushing the boundaries of what's possible, always seeking to understand the world around us. And what could be more thrilling, more terrifying, than the thought of merging these two colossal forces? Of course, popular culture plays a role in perpetuating these ideas. From blockbuster films to science fiction novels, we've seen countless renditions of apocalyptic scenarios and cosmic catastrophes. These narratives tap into our deepest fears and wildest imaginations, and the concept of nuking the sun is no exception. But it's important to remember that these are just stories. In reality, the consequences of such an act would be catastrophic, potentially even threatening life on Earth. And besides, as we've discussed, the sun is already a nuclear reactor. Sending a bomb its way would be like trying to put out a fire with a match. While it's fascinating to ponder, it's clear that nuking the sun remains firmly in the realm of science